Hello everyone. In this video we are going to see about the anatomy of the lungs, mainly focusing on the relations. So anatomy of lungs, mainly focusing the relations of the lungs. We know the lungs are pair of essential organs of respiration situated in the thoracic cavity, separated by the mediastinum. In the previous video we have already seen the external features of the lung and the site determination of the lung. Each lung is pyramidal in the shape, and what are the presenting parts of the lung? So each lung, it has an apex. Each lung has an apex, base. It has three borders. The borders of the lung are anterior border, posterior border and inferior border, and it has two surfaces. So surfaces are costal surface and medial surface. This medial surface, for our convenience, we have divided the medial surface again in the two parts. Mediastinal part, which lies anteriorly, mediastinal part, and posterior part is the vertebral part. So these are the external features of the lung. So now in this video we will see the relations of all these structures, all these parts of the lung. Now we will draw here the outline of the thoracic cavity. It will be like this. Okay. Now here, as you know, here you get right lung. So it is pyramidal or conical in the shape. It has straight border. Somewhere here will be the base. So this is right lung. If you draw the left lung, it shows the cardiac notch, lingula, tongue shape projection. Okay, and here you get the inferior border. Okay, so this is left lung, and just here on this side, in this area, you get the diaphragm. This is the partition between thorax and abdomen. We know this is the thoraco-abdominal diaphragm. Now, first we will see the relations of the apex. We will see the relations of apex. You know, apex is the structure or the part of the lung which lies above the level of the first rib. Suppose here I have drawn, this is the first rib. The part above it, means this part will be referred as apex of the lung, is called as the apex of the lung. Before we see the relations of the apex, once we will revise the features of the first rib. Now this is the first rib. Okay, we know this is the anterior end of the first rib, this is the posterior end of the first rib. It has head, neck, posterior tubercle, and this is the shaft. Shaft of the first rib is flat, so that it has upper surface, lower surface, inner border and outer border. To the inner border you get attachment of Simpson's fascia or suprapleural membrane. Near the anterior end you can see there are two grooves. So anterior groove lodges subclavian vein, then posterior groove here lodges the subclavian artery. In between that, here you can see the elevation. This elevation is called as the scalene tubercle, which gives attachment to the scalenus anterior muscle. And here in this area, rough impression on the upper surface of the first rib gives attachment to the scalenus medius muscle. While here, as we know, this is the neck of the first rib. Here you get some structures related to the anterior aspect of the neck of first rib. Naturally they will be related to the posterior aspect of the apex of the lung. Now the relations of the first rib we will apply here. See, coming to the apex, relations of the apex, it is covered by the pleura, which is called as the cervical pleura. So this is cervical pleura, and previously we have seen the inner border of the first rib. It gives attachment to the suprapleural membrane. So naturally apex is covered by cervical pleura, and this Simpson's fascia, or also called as the suprapleural membrane. Okay, and now the relations of the rib, what we have seen here. I will draw the first rib. Okay, so this is the head, neck, tubercle of the rib, and here is the first rib like this. Okay, so the relations of the rib which we have seen now, we will apply here. Now we will draw them here. So here you get, this is the subclavian vein. So this vein is the subclavian vein which is present in the anterior groove. Just behind that, here you get the scalene tubercle which gives attachment to the muscle. So this muscle is scalenus anterior muscle. This is scalenus anterior muscle. Okay, behind the scalene tubercle you get the groove which lodges the subclavian artery. So subclavian artery will be here. So subclavian vein, subclavian artery, in between you get the scalene anterior muscle. So apex of the lung, anterior relations of the apex of the lung, it is related to subclavian vein, subclavian artery and the scalenus anterior muscle in between. Lateral relation of this apex of the lung, it will be related to this muscle attached to the rough area on the first rib, and this muscle is scalenus medius muscle. This is scalenus medius muscle. While the posterior relations of the apex of the lung will be the relations to the neck of the first rib. So from medial to lateral, the relations at the neck of the first rib, you get Schwann structures. You get Schwann structures near the neck of the first rib from medial to lateral. S for sympathetic chain. S for sympathetic chain. V for first posterior intercostal vein. First posterior intercostal vein. A is for the artery, that is superior intercostal artery, and N is for the nerve, that is ventral ramus of the T1 nerve. You know, the ventral ramus of T1 unites with this C8 nerve and forms the lower trunk of the brachial plexus. So this lower trunk of the brachial plexus will be related to the lateral aspect of the apex of the lung. Okay, so these are the relations of the apex of the lung. Anteriorly subclavian vessels and scalenus anterior muscle, laterally lower trunk of brachial plexus and scalenus medius muscle, posteriorly Schwann structures. And the relations, same relations you get on both the side, right side as well as the left side. Now coming to the next feature, that is base. You know, here this area of the lung is the base. Base is concave smooth surface directed downwards, and it is covered by the pleura called as the diaphragmatic pleura. Here you get, this is diaphragmatic pleura, and it is on the right side, it is related to the right dome of the diaphragm, and just below the right dome of the diaphragm, if I draw here the structure, abdominal organ present beneath the right dome of the diaphragm, here you will get liver. While on the side here you will get the stomach, fundus of the stomach will be like this, here will be the stomach like this, and in addition to that, here you will get spleen. So this is spleen, this is stomach, and here is the liver. So if we see the base of the right lung, it is covered by diaphragmatic pleura related to the right dome of the diaphragm, and beneath that it is related to the right lobe of the liver. If we see the relation of the base of the left lung, it is covered by diaphragmatic pleura related to the left dome of the diaphragm, and below that you get here, this is the left lobe of the liver, fundus of the stomach and the spleen. So that is about the relations of the base. Now coming to the borders. Now for the borders, we will take the transverse section of the lung passing through the thoracic cavity, and the section, if you draw the section, it will be somewhat like this. So here this will be the transverse section. Here posteriorly, you know, you get the vertebra, thoracic vertebra, body of the vertebra, transverse process of the vertebra, spine of the vertebra here, and here if you draw the outline of the lung will be like this. Suppose here we get, this is the left lung and this is the area of hilum. Likewise here you get, this is the right lung and the area here, this is the hilum. So here you get, this is the area of the hilum. Okay, now this is the left lung and this is right lung. Here this is the mediastinum. You know this area is the mediastinum. Okay, so now coming to this anterior border. So this mediastinal surface, or you can say medial surface, is covered by the pleura which is called as the mediastinal pleura. This pleura is the mediastinal pleura, while the costal surface is covered by this pleura which is called as the costal pleura, which I have drawn with the brown. Okay, so here this is the anterior border, right? So anterior border of the lung is related to this recess between the costal and the mediastinal pleura. Anterior border of the right lung, you know, it is vertical. Left lung, it shows the cardiac notch below the level of the left fourth costal cartilage and the lingula. Okay, and it is related, anterior border is related to the costomediastinal recess of the pleura. Now coming to the posterior border is rounded, it will be somewhere here. So posterior border of both the lungs will be related. Now here if you draw, here will be the rib. So posterior border of the lung will be related to the upper 10 ribs, heads of the upper 10 ribs. Then you will get here the sympathetic chain, and in lower part greater and lesser splanchnic nerves. So that will be relation to the posterior border which is rounded. Okay, now coming to the inferior border. So here in this diagram, here this is the inferior border of the lung. You know, it is sharp or it is circumscribed border, and it separates the base of the lung from the medial and the costal surfaces. And in the lateral part, here it is related to, suppose if you draw here the costal pleura, here you get the recess. This recess is called as the costodiaphragmatic recess. This is the costodiaphragmatic recess of the lung. So inferior border is related to the costodiaphragmatic recess of the lung. So that is about the borders of the lung. Now coming to the surfaces. So surfaces, costal surface, you know this surface is the costal surface. Costal surface is covered by the costal pleura, and it is related to the ribs and the costal cartilages. If you draw here the ribs and the costal cartilages, these ribs and the costal cartilages produce depression over the costal surface, and in between the depressed areas you get elevated areas on the costal surface which are due to the intercostal spaces. They coincide with the intercostal spaces. Now if you see the number of the ribs, so in the mid clavicular line you get upper 6 ribs are related to the costal surface. In mid axillary line upper 8 ribs are related to the costal surface, and in the scapular line you get upper 10 ribs are in relation to the costal surface. So that is about the costal surface. Coming to the medial surface, you know, now this is the medial surface. This is the medial surface of the lung. This medial surface, for our convenience, we have divided in the anterior part which is called as the mediastinal part. This is the mediastinal part, and posterior part, here this part is called as the vertebral part which lies near the posterior border. So this is a vertebral part and this is mediastinal part. So first about the relations of this vertebral part. Vertebral part is related to the upper 10 thoracic vertebra, intervertebral disc, and in the lower part related to the greater and lesser splanchnic nerves in addition to the posterior intercostal vessels. So that is about the relations of the vertebral part. Coming to the mediastinal part. For the mediastinal part, relations on the right and left lungs are totally different. So first I will draw here the diagram of the right lung showing the mediastinal surface. So suppose here this is the right lung. Here this is right lung. Here this is the inferior border of the right lung. This is, suppose this is the costal surface. Okay, now here this is the mediastinal. This area is the mediastinal surface of the right lung. Now this is the mediastinal surface of the right lung. Okay, now on the mediastinal surface, here you can see the non-pleural impression present on the lung, and this non-pleural impression present on the lung is called as the hilum of the lung, through which the structures either enter or leave the lung. Now we will see the structures at the hilum of the lung, of the right lung, from above downwards. So from above downwards you get hip arterial bronchus. Hip means above the artery. Hip arterial, this is hip arterial bronchus. Okay, this is the first structure. Then you get the pulmonary artery. Though it is artery, it carries deoxygenated blood, so we are drawing it with the blue. So this is pulmonary artery. Then so this is artery, pulmonary artery, and then you get pulmonary vein here. Here is the pulmonary vein, superior pulmonary vein. Here just below that, here you get hip arterial bronchus. So this is hip. Hip means just below, the word hip, below the artery, so hip arterial bronchus. And here you get inferior pulmonary vein. So superior pulmonary vein, this is inferior pulmonary vein. And here you get bilaminar fold of the mediastinal pleura, extends down in the form of pulmonary ligament. Okay, so this is pulmonary ligament. Now coming to the structures at the hilum of the lung, from above downwards the structures are hip arterial bronchus, pulmonary artery, hip arterial bronchus, and inferior pulmonary vein. If you see the structures from before backward, you get superior pulmonary vein, pulmonary artery, and bronchus. So these are the structures at the hilum of the right lung. Now we will see what are the other features of on the mediastinal surface. So just in front of this hilum you get the cardiac impression. This impression is the cardiac impression which is related to the heart. So for that, here we will draw the diagram of the heart. Here suppose if you draw, here is the heart. Okay, so it will be like this. Here you get the superior vena cava, which is formed by the union of right and left brachiocephalic vein. So here this is superior vena cava, this is right brachiocephalic vein, and here this is the left brachiocephalic vein. Okay, now here you get the aorta. Aorta will be like this. It gives the branches. So the three branches, brachiocephalic trunk. Here you get left common carotid, and here you get left subclavian artery arising from the aorta. Suppose here is the outline of the aorta. Okay, and just below that, here you get the pulmonary trunk. This is the pulmonary trunk. Okay, and here you get the right auricle, here you get the left auricle. This will be the structure of the heart. Okay, so now coming to this cardiac impression, so this area is related to this right lung. So which chambers of the heart are related to the right lung means, this is right auricle, ear like appendage. This is right atrium. This is right atrium. Here you get part of the right ventricle. This is right ventricle. All these are the chambers which come in contact with the cardiac impression of the right lung. Just in the posterior inferior part of this impression, you get one vertical groove which will lodge here. This is inferior vena cava. So it lodges the inferior vena cava. If you see from the cardiac impression, one vertical groove passes upwards, and this vertical groove lodges superior vena cava in the lower part, this one, and in the upper part same groove lodges the right brachiocephalic vein. Okay, then one arch groove you can see passes backwards over the hilum of this right lung, and it lodges the azygous vein. It lodges azygous vein. Okay, just behind the groove for the right brachiocephalic vein, you can see one more groove, vertical groove, which lodges this brachiocephalic trunk. This is the groove for brachiocephalic trunk, and still behind that, here you get vertical groove which lodges the trachea, and just behind the hilum you get one vertical groove, and this vertical groove is related to the esophagus. This area is related to the esophagus. If you see the nerve, there are two nerves mainly related to the heart, phrenic and the vagus nerve. phrenic nerve lies in front of this hilum. This is the phrenic nerve. Phrenic nerve passes in front of the hilum, and behind the hilum passes the vagus nerve. So this is the right vagus nerve. So that is about the relations on the mediastinal surface of the right lung. Okay, so you get cardiac impression, which is related to right atrium, right auricle, right ventricle, and then in posterior inferior part there is a vertical groove for inferior vena cava, and from the cardiac impression one vertical groove which lodges superior vena cava in the lower part and the right brachiocephalic vein in the upper part. Arch groove above the hilum lodges azygous vein which opens in superior vena cava. Behind the groove for the right brachiocephalic vein, you get a vertical groove which lodges brachiocephalic trunk, and behind that again one more vertical groove which is related to the trachea, and behind the hilum you get the relation of the esophagus. Phrenic nerve lies in front of the hilum, and behind the hilum vagus nerve. Now coming to the mediastinal surface of the left lung. Suppose if we draw here the left lung, here will be the outline of the left lung. Here this is the outline of the left lung with the cardiac notch. Okay, and this is the inferior border base. Now first again on the mediastinal surface of this lung also you get the non-pleural impression, and this non-pleural impression is the hilum of the lung. So this is now the left lung. So on the left lung, the structures at the hilum of the lung, from above downwards you get first the artery. So though it is artery, I am drawing with the blue color. So this is pulmonary artery. Okay, then just below that you get bronchus. So here you get the principal bronchus. So bronchus is here, the bronchus, and then just below that you get the vein. Though it is a vein, I am drawing it with the red. So here inferior pulmonary vein, inferior pulmonary vein. So these are the structures from above downwards. If you see the structures from before backward, here now I have drawn, this is superior pulmonary vein. So from before backwards relations are superior pulmonary vein, then you get pulmonary artery, and then bronchus. Okay, so from before backward relations are same. So superior pulmonary vein, then you get here the artery, pulmonary artery, then posterior most structure is bronchus, and here also you get bilaminar fold of the mediastina pleura called as the pulmonary ligament, which acts as the dead space and allows the expansion of the inferior pulmonary vein during exercise, or even allows the descent of the root of the lung. Okay, so these are the structures at the hilum of the left lung. Now coming to the other impressions, just in front of this hilum you get again, here you get the cardiac impression, and this cardiac impression on the left lung is related to, suppose if I draw here, this is the area related to the left lung. So it is related, this is ear like appendage, left auricle, this is left ventricle, and even the right ventricle. So these three chambers, do remember right atrium is not in relation to the cardiac impression, it is as more on the posterior aspect, it will not be related to the left lung. So left lung, cardiac impression of the left lung is related to the left auricle, left ventricle, and part of the right ventricle. Now just above that, here this is the pulmonary trunk, you know. So just above that, here in this region you get one vertical groove and it lodges the pulmonary trunk. Just above the hilum there you get one arch groove. Okay, so this arch groove lodges naturally the arch of aorta, it lodges this arch of aorta. Same groove continues down behind the hilum towards the inferior border, and this groove lodges the descending thoracic aorta. From the groove for the arch of aorta, you get one groove, it passes vertically upwards towards the apex, and this lodges the left subclavian artery, left subclavian artery. Just in front of the groove for the left subclavian artery, you get one more vertical groove which lodges the left subclavian vein, and behind that you get a vertical groove which lodges the esophagus along with thoracic duct. Here is the esophagus along with thoracic duct. So these are the relations above the groove for the arch of aorta, and this esophagus again comes in relation with this left lung between the groove for descending aorta and pulmonary ligament. So here again you get the esophagus. So esophagus is related twice to the left lung as it deviates twice to the left side. Okay, so this is the esophagus. Again, like this lung, that is right lung, you get the phrenic nerve, it passes in front of the hilum, and vagus nerve passes behind the hilum. So again, if we revise the mediastinal surface of left lung, cardiac impression of the left lung is related to left auricle, left ventricle and the part of the right ventricle. Just above that you get a vertical groove for the pulmonary trunk. Above the hilum you get the arch groove for the arch of aorta, which continues down in the vertical groove that lodges the descending thoracic aorta. From the groove for arch of aorta, one groove passes upwards towards the apex, it lodges the left subclavian artery. In front of that you get one more vertical groove which lodges the left subclavian vein, and behind the groove for the left subclavian artery you get one vertical groove which lodges esophagus plus thoracic duct. So this is thoracic duct. Esophagus again related to this left lung in the area between the groove for descending thoracic aorta and the pulmonary ligament, as the esophagus deviates twice to the left side. So that is about the relations of the both lungs. So if we see relations of, so we have finished all the relations. Now relations of mainly the base of the lung and the mediastinal surfaces on both lungs are different. Otherwise the remaining relations are almost same for both the lungs, and we will see the same relations on the lungs. Thank you. Now here we are going to see the relations of both the lungs. You know, now this is right lung, this is left lung. Each lung is pyramidal in shape or conical in the shape. This is the apex of the lung, okay, which is directed upwards. This is the base of the lung which is directed downwards concave, and here is the thin border, this is the anterior border, while posterior border is blunt. You know, this is the posterior border which is rounded, and here you get, this is inferior border, this is inferior border which separates the base from the rest of the surfaces. You get two surfaces for the lung. So this surface is the costal surface which is convex, and this is the medial surface. This surface is the medial surface. So now coming to the relations, first about the apex. If you see the apex, it lies, suppose this is the rib, this is the first rib, you know, anterior end of the rib, this is the anterior end of the rib which lies at the lower level than the posterior end, and if you keep it here, so apex lies 3 to 4 centimeter above the anterior end of the first rib, and it is related to, so apex anteriorly related to the subclavian vein, scalenus anterior muscle and subclavian artery, the structures related to the first rib. And apex lateral relation of the apex, it is related to the scalenus medius muscle which is attached to the rough area on this first rib, while the posterior relations of the apex will be the relations to the neck of the first rib. So structures at the neck of the first rib, from medial to lateral you get Swan structures. S for sympathetic chain, V for posterior intercostal vein, A for superior intercostal artery, and N for the ventral ramus of T1 nerve. So these will be the relations of the apex, okay, and this apex is covered by the cervical pleura and Simpson's fascia. Now coming to the relations of the base. If you see the base, it is concave, smooth area, and it is covered by diaphragmatic pleura. It is related to the diaphragm. This is the right lung. It is related to the right dome of the diaphragm, and it is more concave because beneath the base on the right side you get the right lobe of the liver. Okay, so that is about the base of the right lung. Now coming to the surfaces. So this is costal surface which is convex, and it shows the depressed areas which correspond to the ribs and the costal cartilages. In between these depressed areas you can see the elevated areas. These elevated areas correspond to the intercostal spaces, and this costal surface is covered by costal pleura. So that is about the costal surface. Coming to the medial surface. Now medial surface shows the structure called hilum. This is actually the hilum, which is non-pleural impression on the medial surface of the lung. So this is the hilum of the right lung. Now we'll see the structures at the hilum of the right lung. From above downwards, you get epiarterial bronchus. This is epiarterial bronchus, pulmonary artery, hyparterial bronchus, and inferior pulmonary vein. Structures from before backward, you get superior pulmonary vein, pulmonary artery, and the bronchus. Just below the hilum, here you get bilaminar fold of the mediastinal pleura extends down, and this is called as the pulmonary ligament. So that is about the hilum, structures at the hilum and pulmonary ligament. Now if we see this medial surface, it is divided into the anterior major part called mediastinal part, and posterior part is called vertebral part near the posterior border. So this vertebral part is related to the upper 10 thoracic vertebrae with the intervertebral disc, and in the lower part related to the greater and lesser splanchnic nerves. Now coming to the mediastinal surface of the right lung. Now in front of the hilum, here you get the concave impression called cardiac impression. So this is related to the heart. So which chambers of the heart? So this cardiac impression of the right lung, it is related to the right atrium, right auricle, and right ventricle. So if we see the heart, this is now the heart. See, these are the chambers related to the right lung. This is the right auricle, this is the right atrium, and this part of the right ventricle, they are related to the cardiac impression on the right lung in this way, like this. Okay, and as you know, right atrium receives superior vena cava, this is superior vena cava, and inferior vena cava, they will also have the impression on this right lung. So if we see here on the right lung, you get about just on the posterior inferior part of the cardiac impression, here you get the groove, vertical groove for the inferior vena cava, while just above the cardiac impression, one vertical groove, it passes upwards towards the apex. This groove lodges in the lower part superior vena cava, while in the upper part lodges the right brachiocephalic vein. There is arch groove above the hilum of the right lung, and this arch groove lodges the azygous vein, arch of azygous vein, which meets the groove for the superior vena cava. Behind the groove for this right brachiocephalic vein, there is another vertical groove which lodges brachiocephalic trunk before it divides into the right common carotid and right subclavian artery. Just behind that, you get one more vertical groove which lodges here the trachea. Okay, and here you get just behind the hilum, there is a vertical groove, shallow vertical groove, which is related to the esophagus. In front of the hilum of the lung, you get the phrenic nerve passes downwards, and behind the hilum of the lung, vagus nerve passes downwards. So that is about the relations of the right lung. Now we will see the relations of the left lung. So now this is the left lung. Okay, same thing, it has apex, it shows the base, this is the base, it has the anterior border. Peculiarity is, in the lower part, this anterior border shows concavity called cardiac notch, and tongue shape projection, this tongue shape projection called as the lingula. It has posterior border which is blunt or rounded. It has inferior border, here this is inferior border, circumscribed border which separates base from the rest of the surfaces. Here you get the costal surface, same thing, convex, and shows the elevations and depressions for the ribs and the intercostal spaces, and this is medial surface which is divided in the anterior mediastinal posterior vertebral part. First we will see this structure, that is hilum. Now structures of the left lung at the hilum. So hilum is the non-pleural area on the medial surface of the lung. From above downwards, it is related to, this is pulmonary artery, here bronchus, and this is inferior pulmonary vein. From before backward, it is related to the superior pulmonary vein, here we get superior pulmonary vein, pulmonary artery, and bronchus. Just below the hilum, here you get again bilaminar fold of the mediastinal pleura called as the pulmonary ligament. Now coming to the mediastinal impressions of the left lung. In front of the hilum, you get the cardiac impression, which is more deep and more concave than the right lung, because heart lies more on the left side. This cardiac impression of the left lung is related to the left auricle, left ventricle and part of right ventricle. So here if you see the heart, so here you get, this is left auricle, ear like appendage, plus left ventricle, and here is the right ventricle. So when you keep the heart like this, you get these chambers are related to the cardiac impression on the left lung. Okay. Now coming to the other impressions, just above the cardiac impression, here you get the vertical groove which lodges the pulmonary trunk. Above the hilum there is a arch groove which lodges the arch of aorta. Same groove continues down behind the hilum towards the lower inferior border, and this groove lodges the descending thoracic aorta. There is a prominent vertical groove which passes upwards from the groove for the arch of aorta, which lodges the left subclavian artery. Just in front of the groove for subclavian artery, you get one more vertical groove which lodges the left subclavian vein. Behind the groove for the left subclavian artery, one more vertical groove is present which lodges the thoracic duct and esophagus. While here you get between the pulmonary ligament, now here is the pulmonary ligament and groove for descending aorta. Here you get one more groove which runs obliquely downwards and forwards, where again you get the relation of esophagus. So esophagus is related twice to the left lung as it deviates twice to the left side. So these are the relations of the mediastinal surface. While if you see the base of the left lung, it is related to the left dome of diaphragm, and beneath the left dome of diaphragm it is related to the left lobe of liver, fundus of the stomach and spleen. So that is about the relations of right lung and the left lung. Thank you.